There are some alarming new numbers out from the CDC showing a dramatic rise in the heroin epidemic.
78 overdoses and 3 deaths.
26 overdoses and 4 deaths.
15 people in Akron have overdosed in just the past 10 hours.
It's an overdose on heroin, right?
Yes.
Okay, how old is
She's 21. Oh my God.
This thing is an epidemic, and it's everywhere. 78 people in America die every day from opioid-related overdoses. And what I think is even worse is that the people who actually manage to get help aren't getting better. 2/3 of people who complete a drug rehab program relapse after treatment. One of my best friends was one of those people. She eventually overdosed. Her heart stopped. She was clinically dead. Narcan saved her life, but that wasn't even the worst part of it. When I talked to her later that day, she expressed anger. She was angry that we had brought her back at all. Heroin addiction is literally worse than death. So my name is Jennifer, and my friends and I are on a mission to change this. Let's real quick take a look at the science behind addiction. If you put a rat alone in a cage and offer it 2 options for drinking water, one that's pure and one that's laced with heroin, time and again the rat will keep going back to drink that heroin-laced water until it dies. But something really interesting happens if you change the parameters of the experiment just slightly, and instead offer the same 2 options for drinking water to a community of rats and fill their nest with toys and different ways to socialize. In that environment, the rats don't even want the drugged water. And much more importantly, none of them die. See, humans have a deep need to bond and form connections. It's how we get our satisfaction. If we can't connect with each other, then we'll connect with anything we can find to deal with the stress of life, even if that means turning to last resort options like heroin or fentanyl. The people who we love in our communities who can't seem to be able to get better are struggling because most of the options that exist for recovery out there make them feel even lonelier than they did before. I mean, the most common option for recovery these days is prison. And if you're lucky enough to get into a rehab program, you check in based on this premise that you're broken, that you've already failed. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is genuine, meaningful interactions and authentic connection experiences with ourselves, with each other, and with the world around us. So let's start a movement. Let's start treating each other like human beings again, rather than judging each other as addicts or bad people, or victimizing each other as permanently sick or we can't help ourselves. And let's start building places, online and in real life, where people can come after detox to really find true healing, to start to change the pattern of their life in a material way, to figure out what they want to do next and what they want to belong to. We're going to build places, short-term and long-term residential communities, sustainable living communities built on farmland and with access to all kinds of different healing practices, where people can come and actually practice how to live their lives in a more connected way. You can learn more about our actual construction plan, the research and education initiatives we're going to do, and the mobile app we're going to build on our website at SeekHealing.org. We're already working with some pretty amazing neuroscientists and academics and have a growing team of incredible seekers who are committed to making this thing happen. We just got our 501c3 status and we're ready to go. What we need now is funding and as many volunteers as we can get. It's going to take a lot of money to build the first 2 centers and we need your help. And most of all, we need your help to change the culture. It's going to take all of us to start acknowledging that in order to feel healthy and really be happy, it takes an active daily commitment to seeking healing in